She reads the HOA letter again, the one that says no. No paved parking, no accessible path, and no exceptions. The words sit flat on the page, while the world around her needs slope and smoothness to move. The denial is brief, bureaucratic, and absolute. Outside, her adaptive van is parked on a strip of grass. The HOA calls a violation. There is no flat surface nearby for her wheelchair ramp to rest on. The grass is the only option that lets her get from vehicle to door without risking a fall. The neighborhood looks well kept, but that neatness is built on exclusion in this case. She tries talking to the board. She explains the van dimensions, the turning radius, the required landing, concrete, level, and at least a modest width. She offers to pay for the work. She offers plans, contractors, a timeline. The HOA replies with rules and citations. Parking fines start small and grow. They call them administrative fees. She calls them obstacles. 11 months pass. The fines add up to $11,300. The number becomes a muffled drumbeat. Pay or face foreclosure. Appeal or face more penalties. Each notice is a reminder that the community's rules were written without her needs in mind. She files a complaint with HUD under the Fair Housing Act, asserting discrimination based on disability and requesting reasonable accommodation. HUD asks for documentation, measurements, the correspondence with the HOA, and the fines ledger. She collects every email, every photograph of uneven ground, every step on soggy grass. HUD issues a formal finding. Their letter is precise. The HOA failed to grant a reasonable accommodation and effectively discriminated by denying modifications that would allow equal access. HUD instructs the HOA to waive the fines and approve the parking pad. It cites law, precedent, and the common sense conclusion that accessibility is not a luxury. 12 days later, the van moves onto a freshly poured pad, level, wide enough for the lift, connected to a safe path. The fines are gone. The threat of foreclosure evaporates. The board is ordered to change course, to learn the difference between community rules and unlawful discrimination. She is neither villain nor martyr in the story. She is someone who needed a simple accommodation and used the system to get it. The HOA is not a caricature, either. Sometimes institutions change because someone insists they must. Villain or victim? Drop your vote. What would you have done in her shoes?